have defeated Makerere University's Enzymes by 3 goals to 0. So UMU live to fight another day. What a day of action we have here. Definitely, you have to stay tuned to Urban TV, hug your screen, make it your friend, because there's so much on the pipeline for you. The 10,000 is happening here. There's so much that's happening. The jumpers are out here in big numbers with the athletics as well. So it is a good morning to be down here at Uganda Christian University, or a good day to make Vision Group your home, because we have you covered. We got you. If you can't make it down here, we are going to bring you all the action that we can on this day 4 of the championship. It is Wednesday, but it is not a day to give up. It's a day to enjoy. Breathe a bit. I mean, you have to make sure that you are watching everything that is happening. Of course, we all know UCU upset Kampala University yesterday with their 35-30 victory in the netball. So they have to feel like they can defend their title against so many other teams. But like I said, a lot is happening. That bell you have heard is from the athletics, and one of the athletes has definitely is running her final lap. But it's not a time to give up. It's a time to ensure that your university gets the title that they've worked hard for. So everything is going down here at Uganda Christian University. There are so many results that are coming through by the minute, by the hour. So you have to stay tuned here if you want to get updated on the status of your team and what you need to do But other than that, so far we have quite a number of winners. We have quite a number of winners in so many categories. um We have results from handball: Ndeje 38, Makere 27, Chambogo 27, KU 22. For women, Victoria 31, Chambogo 13, Victoria 23, KU 14. In football, we had Nkumba 4 and Chambogo 0. Football men, UCU 3, Busitema 2. Netball, Gulu 44, BSU 24. We had Kampala University 63, MUBS 44, Nkumba 42, Victoria 83, Chambogo 55, Soroti 18. That was yesterday's action. And of course, Victoria University had 54 and UCU 62 in the men's basketball, in the women's basketball. Then Makerere University 49, KIU 55. Of course, that one was tagged by a number of people as one of the games of the tournament. The most beautiful thing about Uganda Christian University's games this year is that there is a night session when everything ends on the courts, on the athletics track, on the pitches. All action comes down to the courts here, where there is volleyball, where there is where there is basketball, and the students converge and just chat about everything. Converge and watch the main events, but also it's an opportunity for them to interact, to come together as a group and just enjoy this 4 days of action, because tomorrow we shall be saying bye-bye to these championships. So you know that for some it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. Who knows, next year you are not eligible because of age or something like that. So it is very important to always seize your moments in these championships. And of course, I'm going to read to you some swimming results. In the men's 1,500 meter freestyle, we had Mugisha Jacob of Makerere University win, followed by Mayengo Frederick of Ndeje University, and bronze went to Ogwang Silva Caucus of Ndeje University. The girls' breaststroke was won by Erapu Priscilla of Makerere University, Nandaula Pasi of MUBS, Vane Nachirembe of MUBS came third. That is the girls' 50-meter breaststroke. Then the 50-meter breaststroke for boys was won by Chimuli John Trevor. Then second was Ahumuza Arioni Musima, and third was Atire Regan. Then, of course, the girls' 100-meter freestyle was won by Nanunji Charity, and second was Atukwase Nancy. Then Vane Nachirembe was third. Then, of course, the boys' 100-meter freestyle was won by Mutesasira Mahmoud. Mugisha Jacob came second. Atire Regan came third. And moving on to the girls' 200-meter backstroke, Erapu Priscilla of Makerere University won. Second was Nanda Olapasi Mubs. Third was Masika Imelda, Makerere University. There are so many disciplines of swimming that happened yesterday, but the swimming team rankings are as follows. Makerere University won the overall title, followed by MUBS, and then UCU. Makerere 431 points, MUBS 246, and UCU 226. For the men, Ndeje won by 628 points. Then Makerere Makerere came second with 570 points, and MUBS had 374, while Kampala University had 58, UCU had 28, Nkumba had 22. The combined scores for the top teams in swimming were Makerere 1001, then you had Ndeje with 628, then MUBS with 620, UCU with 54, Kampala University 58, and Nkumba 22. So it's a very, very, very good, happy hunting grounds for some universities like Ndeje in the swimming. And of course, we know some sports like karate definitely favor Ndeje, the Kampala universities of this world, and the Kampala International Universities of this world. But of course, today we are here for the netball first, and we shall be bringing more different disciplines after netball action. And I will be joined by Yekoyada Saka this morning for the commentary for the netball games. Morning, Yekoyada.
Morning, Faith, and our dear viewers. Thank you so much. Day 4, I would say, of these ongoing inter-university games, and we are looking forward to an exciting action into the semi-finals of the netball contest. Though I've expressed my worries from the Kampala University team, a majority of the players that are ready to take on Victoria University have been taking part in handball, and you can understand the fatigue. But of course, these athletes always prepare 100%. So that's why there has been a delay, because the Kampala University players, almost half a team over their netball team has been taking part in handball. That's why they've delayed. And but from what I can get from their camp, that game they have in handball is done, and the players have been given a 15 minutes rest to come and take on Victoria University, who, by the way, arrived here earlier enough and have rested, have done their warm-ups. So really, fatigue could come into play when that game is going on. But of course, the one in charge of Kampala University, the one that headed the delegation, Martha, is very confident that her players are going to give the best in this contest. Faith, of course, you have a lot of experience in netball. You've covered this game for years. I mean, what do you make of the semi-finals? I mean, the pairing. If you look at Victoria University coming up against Victoria University, then you see against Nkumba. Of course, Sharon and Shafiq did have interviews of the different captains, and they all spoke with venom that they are ready to challenge each other. But in your own view, how what do you make of? I mean, this pairing. I mean, the sets of players on different sides. What does this communicate to you? And even, I mean, looking even at our league and even the national team, the Shikrans.
You have to know that Kampala University against the rest is Kampala University against Victoria University could be a final very easily. And I think whoever is going to lose in that game is going to feel like they've been had done by the results. But the reality is that sport is like that. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. So I know for a fact that every team has its strengths and weaknesses. And I think if you're Kampala University, you have Maggie Bagala in there. She's easily the best center in the country. So that's going to help you. But Victoria University having that aggression in the shooting circle in Christine Namlumba. That's very, very, very hard to deal with. And of course, if you look at this lineup of players, Amia Penelope, she's a wing attack also for Nick Netball Club in the National League. Then you have Karunji Angel, then Nakato Prudence, goalkeeper, Namulumba Christine, Nasanga Shadia, Nasimu Mutesi, Natasha Immaculate. All these are very, very good players. And of course, you know that they are coached by Coach Coach Fred Mugera. So and we all know Coach Fred is when it comes to experienced national team coach makes him very I mean I mean Rashid Mubiru, it makes him very, very dangerous to many coaches here because national team coach, but there is no coach here who you can't say hasn't coached in the national team before. You also have Nelson Bogere, who was with the national team, has coached the She Cranes. He was helping coach Fred Mugera last year in uh, before the I mean this year before the World Cup. He was one of the people in the technical team that was set up at Nachirebe with Imelda Nyongesa, and of course you know that these are some of the best in the game, some of the best in the game. And looking at the two teams, I mean, looking at the other matchup between UCU and Kumba, UCU know they have this. They have to actually go out and try and nullify Kumba's threat very early to just ensure that if they are the team that makes it out of this tie, that they have enough time to rest and think about the final.
Well, thank you so much, Faith, for that analysis. Like I told you, she has really covered this sport for many years now. She understands all the players, the coaches, and trust me, you're having the right people behind the mic. But of course, an interesting player that I've looked at as we bring you the Nkumba lineup, of course, which has Nachibule Fauzia. She's a goal shooter. They have Lukowe Vivian. She's a center. They have Amuge Aisha. She's a goal defender. They have Auma Nadime. She's a wing attacker. And of course, Atukwasa Laki is a goal attacker. And of course, Ninsima Grace, a wing defender. Faith, so special about Amuge Aisha, formerly at UCU, now at Nkumba University. She's going to be facing our former teammates. I mean, I don't know what the emotions running in her head as she prepares to face who you'd call her sisters, friends. But of course, sport is sport. When you're on court, you have to defend the team that you're playing for. Faith, maybe to your take on Amuge Aisha, of course, former at UCU and now with the Nkumba side. I'm sure she knows all these players. She has played with them for some good time. What a moment for her to face her former, I wouldn't say her former paymaster because she was a student here, but that reunion, what do you make of it?
Very interesting because just last year she was captaining UCU Angels in the netball league. So I know that she's feeling a certain type of pressure, but at the end of the day, she has switched sides. So she has to take care of business on her end. Very good goal defender, but as you can see, she's matched for size. That is definitely something UCU has focused on. I remember in 2019 watching Hanisha Muhammad. The one thing I think Coach Nelson Bogere has never shied away from, he likes his sides to be big. He likes to have that. He loves the presence in the players available to him. So for sure, I can't be. I'm sure you see. You know that if they do everything right, they should be amongst some of the teams. I mean, they should be able to defend this title because theirs has been a group that has not been broken up. Not like they play in a different league team, then come back for the for university competitions. Meanwhile, the others come from different league teams to fit into whatever mold they have in the university.
Of course, kickoff is a few minutes from now. The players of course, throw off is in a few minutes from now. Those are the players UCU, the hosts and defending champions over the netball gold medal. As we see officials, of course, from different universities and of course from the Association of Uganda University Sports, AUSU, led by Vincent Chisenyi, the vice president. Of course, being flanked by different university representatives to have a word or two from with the players from both sides. Faith.
Of course, there is the pre-match introduction. We see the UCU captain Linda Muzigo introducing her players to the dignitary. And of course, we all know that the teams, this think puts more pressure on the players and the athletes who who now feel a bit you feel like this is a bigger occasion when such things start happening. And of course it's a big occasion. It's the semi-finals of the 2023 AUUS games. The last time teams got to do this was 2019. And of course we see some of the referees like Maureen Nancha, a player with Nick. This is also Uganda Netball Federation's opportunity to always introduce new umpires. Of course, the gentleman wearing the yellow and the green shirts is Ali Mugisha, one of Uganda's top-ranked umpires. He has the highest qualifications in Uganda, but unfortunately, he prefers to coach. But in situations like this, he's still a very good trainer. He prefers to coach, and I think in the league he coaches Nick. So his ambitions are really to coach, but has the highest qualifications in umpiring. And I think we are going to have a very, very good game, especially considering the fact that the teams involved have the home favorite as well. And of course, the same dignitaries will go to the second pitch to take charge of the game between Kampala University and, Victoria University. Of course, Kampala University with a few heavy hitters in the team.
We are set for two interesting encounters in the semi-final of this netball competition. And trust me, both sets of teams in the semi-finals are what you would have wished for to have, given the quality of players in each squad. Victoria University, much as they are taking part for the first time in the inter-university games, but they are really a strong force. You've heard of players like the, last season's top scorer in the Uganda Netball Super League, that is Christine Namulumba, of course, former at Uganda Prisons. And of course, you look at KCC's Shadia Nasang as well. Really, they're all top players in the Uganda Netball Super League. And even at the She Cranes, then you look at this side of Kampala University, you have the best center in the country, that is Margaret Bagala. Then, of course, Machinde Weyonje's Nasaka, and so many players. Of course, Faith has talked about the players in UCU, then in Kumba. So definitely, we are really up for an exciting encounters in both semifinals on the two courts. And the officials having had a good handshake with the different players, now the next thing will be a throw off, as the two games are going to be kicking off, rather throwing off at the same time on both courts. So therefore, our dear viewers have to keep it Urban TV, One World TV, TV East, TV West, Bukede 1, Bukede 2. And also you can check us on our social media platforms. We are live on Facebook, that is for Urban TV. And of course, you can also follow the updates on our social media handles, especially on Vision Sport on Twitter, the New Vision Wire on Twitter as well, and everything Vision Group. You will be able to catch the action live. But of course, we are into the semifinals, even on other courts. There, when you hear that whistle, it means we are a few seconds away from throwing off these two semifinals.
We are right about ready to rumble. Uganda Christian University against Nkumba University. What a game in store for us. I know it's going to be physical. It's going to be a game that is going to test both players in terms of aggression, but at the end of the day, winner will definitely advance to the final, and we shall know that in just over 60 minutes. So center referee for this one has got to be Maureen Nancha, or the umpire in net bottoms. Nkumba University's center player is Lukowe Vivian. She's ready to receive the ball from the umpire, and we should be good to go in a few moments. We are just about ready to get underway. Lukowe Vivian has the ball in hand. Center pass, Nkumba University. Today we see Privas Cayenne playing in goal attack. Normally a goal defender and goalkeeper in the top flights, but in the university competition, plays as a goal attack, and you see you turn the ball over. Working their way through the courts with patience, and goal shooter Nasa Zibashira puts it in. You see you, Nasazi 2-0 to Uganda Christian University.
You see you looking so cool at the start. That is a first pass from Uganda University.
Throw in.
But again, they have another opportunity to try and probably find something. Against another opportunity goes like that for Kumba.
I actually thought I called the UCU wing defense had gone offside, straight offside, but the referee didn't see that. But UCU route one net ball to Bashira, and Bashira sinks it. You sometimes feel like when you see these players, I remember seeing Hanisha Muhammad for the first time at this championship in 2019, that someone's life is changing when you come to play in such championships.
Absolutely, they do. I mean,
Nkumba have the ball out. I don't know why Nkumba are not playing Privas. It has turned her knee.
that was painful.
Very, very, very unfortunate. But hopefully she's good to go. Nkumba really struggling with the height in the UCU defense, especially goalkeeper Linda.
They are able to get one to their name.
So it is 3-1 to Nkumba, to UCU against Nkumba. What can Nkumba do with this center pass? Aisha, Rivers, ball rolled in. Rivers comes out of the transverse line. Touching. Linda, what a defense. The Angels get the ball out. And there you have it. You see you trying to make it 4-1 and they get it. Shamira Aikoru and Bashira.
The Nkumba defense have really got to do so much to stop, of course, Asas Bashira, because every time she gets the ball, it turns into a goal. So really, the Nkumba defender, even the wing defenders have got to do so much. See Nkumba trying to reduce the deficit. And
But have to resort to a very, very patient game. Rivers Cayenne is not getting a lot of service. And if anything, I feel like she is much more needed in defense, where Amuge Aisha and her counterparts are fighting two very, very physical goal shooters and goal attack. But the ball makes it. Rivers almost loses the ball. You see you making it very difficult for Kumba to take their shots. But Rivers is not doing enough. The ball comes back and you see you steal it. The Angels are playing very, very patient netball, scrambling together and making sure that the ball gets into their scoring arc and they're getting what they need out of this surface right now.
6-2 is the score reading in favor of UCU. And of course, we still have a lot to play for in this encounter, but so far a good start for the Angels. We're seeing Kumba trying to really find a response. They really to get I call more involved into this one. What is the umpire saying?
It is a foul against goalkeeper Linda Luzi. But the issue here for me is that Vivian Lukowe, Center Nkumba University, has to look around better. The options are there, but she is, I think, very, very anxious and tight at the start of this game. She's not doing the right things. But you see you once again, Nasazi Bashira sinks her shots. It is going to be a long, long morning, afternoon kind of thing for Amuge if they cannot solve the issue with how well you see you are bossing the mid court. You have the goal attack coming out to search for the ball. But the goal attack is coming out. Rivers Cayenne is under the post, but they can't send her a floated pass because of the size in the area, but she does very well to sink that shot. It is now 4-7 UCU.
Well, what a response from the Kumba, but of course, the goalkeeper and the goal defender have really got to try and find a remedy to Nasazi, who is really proving a threat at every time she's presented with the ball in the shooting area. But of course,
Contact from center, Rakita For UCU, Rakita Josephine. I quite like how she plays. She's she's small, but she's very good in tight spaces. Reminds me a lot of Achola, Lilian Achola of the She Cranes, who played in the World Cup and played quite a number of matches. But Kumba have to play 3 or 4 more passes than they should. Uh, Simply because UCU are defending well, and that's still
Good goalkeeping there.
by Linda is amazing. And just like that, they are shooting on the other side. Bashira is making no mistakes under the post. But this is where I'm asking, should Kumba try and switch Privas to her defensive role?
And I feel they also need her into the attack.
Yes,
You see,
because of the size. I
and
quite
her
like
height.
the size distribution for UC is amazing. They have two attackers. The goalkeeper and goal shooter are very tall, and then the goalkeeper is also tall. Goal defenders are normally can get away with a bit of height, but as long as you're very intuitive and sharp. But it's so simple for Aikoru and her shooting partner Nasazi. They just have to work the way to the posts, and they just know what to do. But Lukowe has to get rid of that ball.
I also feel that Aisha Amuge really, she's nowhere near the height of Nassas. Really, to find that to really defend against someone like Nassas, you really need to be matching her height, speed, and even physicality. Something that Amuge has struggled so much to do in this
Beautiful
entire game.
pass out to Privas, and I like that by Lukowe because it's very clear that she trusted Privas, but then again Privas failed to put the goal in, and I think she feels hard done by the goal defender at UCU.
You see, you make it now 11 against 4. So really, you see, I really a fantastic start. Their ball distribution is very good. Defensively, they are doing so well. And really, Nkumba must, especially the head coach there, that is Nansubuga Margaret, must find something. Otherwise, you see, you are running away with this quarter.
What a start. It is 12-4 right now.
That's a big margin. But to remind you on court 2, there is also another epic encounter between Victoria University up against Kampala University. And the scores there are reading 12-10. That one is
very beautiful steal by Uganda Christian University. And just like that, Aikoru with a shot, and that takes it to 13 goals to 4. The Angels are not playing today.
probably they came from heaven very excited in the morning, and they are now executing the Lord's work perfectly against Nkumba.
I quite like that.
Now they make it 14-4. That is a 10-point, rather a 10-goal difference to the Angels. Oh, I feel Nkumba really, they really need to find a solution to push Nasazi and Aikoru, who every time they get the ball, the shooting position, they find it so easy. Because, I mean, the goalkeeper and the goal defender for Kuba University absolutely have nothing to do against the two giant at goaler, shooter, and attacker for Uganda Christian University, UCU. And as expected, I mean, UCU are top of their group. I mean, UCU are the defending champions. And coming up against Nkumba, I mean, with all the due respect, this was always expected to be really an easy one for UCU. But of course, there's still a lot to play for. As you can see there, the goal shooter for Nkumba University, really, she's short of supply. Probably the wing attackers are not, delivering the ball. But for UCU, that lady there, GS Pusha Nasazi, she's having a feast in this game.
Yes, Nasazi and Aikoru are working like clockwork. There is no mistake, there is no error. They are doing everything they need to do. But I have to admit, I'm really impressed with Nantongo and Muzigo Linda in defense as well. They've really frustrated Nkumba. You find that center player Vivian Lukowe for Nkumba has to make at least 3 passes before she's able to pick the right pass. And you see there, that is much better. But then again, the ball comes back to her. And then it's intercepted by very, very good play from Uganda Christian University. So Nkumba are not doing themselves any justice in this one.
Absolutely, it's very, 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 very tough playing against the host, first of all. And a number of these players have the league experience, like we told you at the start. Meaning they are very good at what they are doing, but there's a chance for Kumba to get a fifth. And the other says, Tewon advantage to UCU, and that is Bush and Nassas the chance to make it 17 against 4.
I can see Privas Cayenne is not happy with Musigo Linda, but you play to the umpire's whistle, and you have to know that your you have to know you have to know how to buy every inch of space that you can. And she's a defender. I'd like to believe she knows what to do in defense. But Aisha Amuge, formerly of UCU, trying to advance the ball forward.
Of course, Aisha Muge is back to a title she's very familiar with.
And once again, ball turned over. UCU are really bossing this one. Aikoru, and in it goes. There is nothing Amuge and her friend can do in defense right now.
It's quite a very frustrating start to the game for, of course, the goalkeeper. That is this is Team UCU.
Nasazi sinks her shots, and it is 19 goals to 4. Pumba haven't scored from the very, very first part of this quarter. The ball slowly working their way through the midcourt. Pumba. There is no passing outlet right now. And then we come to the end of this quarter, and Nkumba lose out on an opportunity to sink their shot and come back at least knowing they have to do something. But the first quarter ends 14-20. Meanwhile, the Kampala University, Victoria University match is also evenly poised, with Kampala University having 12 and Victoria University 16.
Well, those are the first quarter scores at both courts. Victoria University on court 2, there, of course, 12, then 16 to Kampala University. Then on our first court, our main game, it has seen UCU dominantly lead Nkumba University 20 against 4 goals. So that's how the standings are in this first quarter of the semi-finals in the netball contest. These are the inter-university national games that are happening at UCU, and this is the 4. And the games are airing live on Urban TV, One Road TV, TV West, TV East, and of course on all our social media platforms. Just go there and you'll be able to stream live. It's been an interesting encounter from UCU, who have been so dominant, and now you wonder what head coach of Kumba University, Margaret Nansubga, will have to do. But of course, the challenge has mostly been identified in defense. A goalkeeper and a goal defender have all failed to cope up with the strength and the shooting accuracy of Bushida, Nassaz, and Aikoru. And for Jackson, there on the UCU bench, must really be a pleased coach, and he can only demand for more going into the second quarter of this encounter in the netball competition.
Well, the athletics is also happening, and the women's 1,500 is going on. We see Knights Achiro and Marvelous Orishaba out here racing in the women's 1,500. And it looks like Achiro wants to make it 10,000 meter gold, 5,000 meter gold, and also 1,500 meter gold. And Ndeje are very comfortably in the lead of this one. And Knights Achiro wins the women's 1,500. So that's 3 gold medals to the Ndeje University long distance specialist, who got a bronze medal from an 800-meter bronze medal from China in Chengdu during the World University Games. But we continue with the second quarter of this match. I think the intention is for all games to start at the same time so that we can finish at the same time. And off we go. Uganda Christian University have a handy on-time timekeeper. Oh, very, very unfortunate there. Amuge Aisha. We all know Nkumba University has played with a thin squad of 7 players, so they do not need to lose any player to injury right now. Good thing the player is safe, and the fans who are seated in that particular zone also are safe.
So it was very painful for
Very hard.
player involved. Of course, on the other court too, the other semi-final is ongoing in the second quarter. And Victoria University are really having a good start to this one as well. Looking at Christine Namulumba, Shadia Nasanga, they are already doing the business as should be for Victoria University. But at the moment, the chance for Kampala University to reduce the deficit, now it is 14-18, of course, with Victoria University in front. So that is also another exciting encounter between the two institutions. Of course, here our main focus, the game is in pause as they try to give treatment to Aisha. Aisha, right? Yeah.
Yes, Amuge Aisha. They don't have substitutions.
Yeah, Nkumba only brought 7 players.
And UCU still make their shots, but because Muge is possibly bleeding, they have to play with a player less until she can get back on court. She has to hope it goes so fast. And previous Cayenne gets a contact call. Finally creates some separation between her and her defender, and finally gets Nkumba off the mark after a period of time since they last scored. But and once again, ball is intercepted. And unfortunately for Nkumba, they are with a player less. So the damage you see you can possibly do in this period of time.
It's really going to be very, very heavy. And by the time she's back on court, I don't know whether it's be already out of their hands. Of course, they're not giving up. Of course, in one of the interviews with their captain, Amoge, I should say that they are the brave seven and Kumba girls. We're waiting to see how brave they can be against this UCU side. It is taking no chances at all, saying they are to 22-6.
I quite like Mozigo Linda's style. Very, very coastal player, but she's very fast on her feet. And her style of defending reminds me of Stella Namfuka, but a lighter version of Stella Namfuka, which means you're probably going to jump higher and force more opponents into trouble.
Of course, Navka was, such a very, very fantastic player. I believe all of us that watched her at the She Crane and even at her club level, we all really enjoyed seeing her play. She was really very, very, very effective at what she did. As we see now trying to,
Even when an error is made, it's so easy.
capitalize on the rebounds.
The doctors have to get Aisha back on the pitch as quickly as possible. Otherwise, it is somewhat complicated. But Vivian Lukowe with the center pass. And I think a decision Rivers Cayenne has to make sure she sinks this one. Otherwise,
When the scoreboard is now reading 7-25, you see you in the lead. And shortly, unfortunately, Bushira Nassaz could not. Bashira, I beg you, thank you for that. Kumba University, all the way from Entebbe, trying to do everything possible. And of course, after that difficult start in the first quarter, things are not looking good for them. But here's a chance for them to get the. Oh, they miss.
Rivers Cayenne passes the ball to her partner, goal shooter, and it is not taken. You see you.
Oh, surprising for the first time she has missed.
Miss, but the ball will remain in the custody of Nkumba University.
University.
What's good defense from Uganda Christian University, and just like that.
Well, the Angels, like I said, they are really in good mood today.
Score is now 26-7.
It will really be very, very, very remarkable if Nkumba can recover from this. Of course, there are still more quarters to play, but the deficit at the moment is really, the gap is increasing because you are scoring after every minute.
Previous has to know she has to score from there. There is no need for her to try and look for an extra inch. Trust yourself, back yourself in this battle against those particular defenders. The ball is taken out, and once again, you see there is no stress for them in the mid-court. And I find myself wondering, Vivian, you can tuck yourself closer to Lakita. Josephine, the center player of Uganda Christian University, just don't allow her the space just like you see, the center player is tucked onto her body. It's more of like a man-to-man
Marking
style of
football.
marking, and she's not letting her go.
Absolutely.
She should do the same when returning the favor.
Absolutely. And
Take that step.
they
I
may need
wasn't
to.
a shooter in netball, but I do expect a player like
Ah,
Previous Cayenne to know that you need to take that step.
absolutely. But aggressive discipline forceful.
Peace Proskovia takes that step. Any good shooter in Uganda I know takes that step. Why not take that step?
Well, I hope these comments are reaching the Nkumba bench because they will really be needed if they are to change this game. Because at the moment they are in big trouble because the Angels are having no master today, surprisingly.
Yes, Paul Vivian Previous Cayenne is coming out from goal attack.
That's brilliant.
Pass. I think the shots and Kumba are now on 9 goals.
Guinness.
9 for Uganda Christian University, so it's a 20-point deficit. Kumba have to make up in the next. There you have Bashir and Aikoru are not struggling, not breaking a sweat. They know the ball will get to me, and I just need to do my job.
They're really having an easy walk in the park.
Really, it's a stroll.
And
no stress.
sure, this wasn't the case yesterday as they played Kampala University that decided.
Okay, has done very well, trying to keep her balance there. Very good take by the center. Previous Cayenne.
And she makes no mistake to make it 10.
And I must say, Muzigolinda doesn't make it easy for you. You have to work for it. And she does absolutely well with getting the rebound and also sinking the shot when it came back to her. Aikoru, Nasazi, easy.
She scores, making it 31 against 10 in favor of UCU. But of course, on the other second court, the action is also ongoing between Kampala University and Victoria University. And now the score is reading 19-26, both with Victoria University in front. So Patrick Seboliva's side are really. Remember, Victoria University debutants, they are making their appearance for the first time in the inter-university games, but they've come as one of the strong forces. So don't be shocked if you see a final between UCU and Victoria. But of course, that's still very early to predict. But as far as these standings are concerned, the two are in the lead in their respective games.
Previous Cayenne. Goalkeeper of the Uganda national team on occasion shooting for Nkumba University. UCU center pass. Score is now 33-11. UCU continuing to edge forward while their opponents also snake their way around.
Oh,
Too ambitious a pass, but if you are over 20 points ahead of your opponents, you can do what you want sometimes. Amuge Aisha.
Nkumba University.
Works forward by Nkumba. Where are the options? Where are the hands? You see you doing all that they can, trying to make it uncomfortable. All hands on deck.
Nachibule there trying to play with Privas Cayenne. Of all the 10 goals that actually 11 goals that Kumba have to their name have all been scored by Privas Cayenne. Surprises she's more of a defender, but she's now the one that is really leading the team to score. That's what Vasatabita does for any net bowler. So she's really doing so well, even when deployed out of position.
It's very well known in Uganda. It's very well known in Uganda that every shooter, I mean every defender, I mean every player starts out as a shooter.
Absolutely.
So Privas Cayenne probably is a player who has been tailored to defense simply because of conditions. And we all know most of our defenders in this country are not the tallest because everyone wants to be a shooter if they are tall. But there is a lot of space out there for defenders. We all know Anisha Muhammad, who became a household name here at Uganda Christian University, started out as a shooter, but only went pro because of her defending at the World Cup. So it's a very important thing and concept that coaches need to focus on as well. All tall players can't be shooters. Some tall players have to be defensive players.
And when you talk about the defenders and goalkeepers being tall, you can see now it's coming into play because the reason that's why you are finding it so easy to score against Nkumba is because look at the Nkumba goalkeeper. She cannot really win all those aerial battles against Nassas. And Nassas scores again to make it 34 to 30.
So sad that even in the mid court, I mean, even under the post.
Rivers Cayenne, they are trying to look for Nashivule. Oh, that's a good catch from Rivers Cayenne. Of course, it's been a foul. And now, brilliant. Yes, this is the moment to make it 14, and she does.
So Kumba reduced the deficit. It is now a 20 points game. At some point, it was 22.
I can see Aisha Amuke very frustrated. I can understand why she's so. They have been used to second best in this game. The hosts UCU are dominating every aspect. There you can see
Because
Nasasi.
Amuge is playing a makeshift role. Yes, we have versatile players, but she's a player. If you put her in wing defense, you're going to get the best out of her. She has more control, especially in the mid-court areas. But goal defense, yeah, doesn't allow you a lot of that. Privas puts little height on the ball and is denied.
36-14 is what the scoreboard is reading for UCU.
Right now, Privas Cayenne looks so exhausted. Good thing
The second quarter has been
the
brought
quarter
to
has
an
come
end.
to an end.
More time for Nkumba
And
to
this
fight.
is really halftime. So halftime scores are 14 to Gumba University, Uganda Christian University, 36. Now we wait on the Kampala University game to see what the scores are.
Because, the other court, it's also pretty interesting because Kampala University are trailing Victoria University. You look at Kampala University on 23 goals, and then Victoria University on 31. So that is the other game happening on court 2. And Shada Nasanga, they are making it 32 to Victoria University. So that contest also has been brought to an end. So it's also half time in that one as well. And of course, it is Victoria University leading 32 to 23 in that match on court 2.
I mean, Coach Nelson Bogere has got to be very satisfied with what his team has been able to do in the last few moments. They've delivered some very, very top performances. As much as we can talk about Aikoru and Bashir and Asazi, how well they've been able to handle the pressure from Nkumba University. We also have to talk about the fact that Linda Muziko has been standout. She has frustrated Privas Cayenne, has made sure not to allow her any sort of comfort while in the shooting arc. And I know for a fact that's why Privas looked so exhausted. You're jumping around, receiving the ball, and when it's time to shoot the ball, you are messing it up simply because of the pressure that the defender is putting on you. And away from that pressure from the defense, it was also a case of Privas Cayenne uh, not getting to the rebounding. She failed to rebound very well, and I must say that has also cost Gumba University a lot. Now, knowing they don't have a bench, it's the 7 players. I don't know. They call themselves the 7 what?
The Brave 7 Kumba girls.
I think the Brave Seven have bitten off much more than they can chew because now that we've reached this point in the competition, and the thing is, we all know how the players that have come out to play in these games, how they've struggled with, a good number of them are multidisciplined individuals. You're playing handball, you're
Yeah.
playing so many other.
So the fatigue has to come in there as well. Yeah.
Fatigue has to come in. It's 4 days of action.
Non-stop.
Not necessarily have a day off to sleep off some of the fatigue. So it's really hard for a good number of players who are out here during these championships. So I know for a fact that if you see someone gasping for breath in the first quarter, they really are not doing well.
I don't think it also explains why Kampala University is trading to Victoria University because majority of the players in that Kampala University side came to this match after a break of around 10 minutes from playing a very difficult game in handball, which was a semi-final. So, and yet the team they are playing against the Victoria University, they had, I mean, enough rest, were fresh, they arrived on the court fast, had the warm-ups. So sometimes fatigue does come in play, but this goes back to, I mean, to the universities. What are you going to prioritize? Because yes, the players might be more talented. I mean, they can do this and that, but sometimes you've got to prioritize and say, probably, are we focusing on netball? Are we focusing on handball? Because when you try to chase all of them, you might end up walking away with nothing. So the fatigue issue has been at play for both teams. Like you've had in Kumba, only have 7 players. They don't have a bench, yet they are coming up against a UCU side that has a full bench. They are the hosts. So definitely such a result was always going to be expected. But of course, they still have more 2 quarters to go in the second half, possibly to try and change things. But of course, it's going to take a lot of hard work for the Nkumba Beach girls if they are to really change the tide of this game. Because as things stand, UCU are running away with it. Semi-finals are ongoing at different courts in handball, in basketball, in volleyball, and of course on the track field in athletics. A few activities have ended, and short will be letting you know of the results. Some individual athletes have already bagged gold to their respective names. Remember, to be the overall winner, they look at the university whose students have won majority of the medals, but gold yields more. So the team with more gold medals, obviously, will be declared as the overall winners. These games shall come to a close tomorrow, and it's been really exciting 4 days since we arrived here. We've been bringing you these games live, and trust me, the future of sport is really in good hands, looking at the different talents that have been showcased by different athletes in different sports disciplines. And today, our main focus is on netball, where the games are enough time, the two semifinals, Kumba against UCU, and of course, the other game being between Victoria University and Kampala University. Be back.
Talking of multidiscipline individuals, I find myself asking, who tells a player to get involved in all these disciplines? I feel like if I was a netball coach, I know my team is capable of winning the netball competition. And you need my star player to go to basketball, to go to handball. I will tell the basketball team, no way, you cannot use my player. They belong to the netball team. Next time, maybe you will invest in them as a basketball or a handball player. Because in my opinion, why do you want a jack of all trades as opposed to a master of one? I would rather have a player like Bagi Bagala put her energy in the netball competition, because netball is her bread and butter. Yes, she can play basketball. Yes, she might be good at handball. But you know that in netball, she's an absolute beast. But if you force that player or make them play all these disciplines or allow them, because sometimes it's a whim, someone wants to prove a point, it just hurts the game in the long run. Shafiq Senoga to take that question.
I think Faith, you're talking about your anticipations are very good, but in a different setup. Because
Setup are you talking about?
the right is that we are not even close to being semi-professional. So that shows you how much we need to improve. Because I mean, if I'm a student and I'm given a bursary at a certain university, they will tell me the reason why you have decided to take you on because we want you to compete in more than one sport. So yes, I understand where you're coming from. In a professional setup, you need probably to privatize where you're going to compete as a person. But when you look at our setup here, it will be very hard for an athlete probably to choose because he's also probably uh, benefiting from the university. It's trying to be probably, I'll not say used, but also it's going to be taken as an inspiration. So it'll be hard for him probably to choose as a person.
Well, Shafiq, I believe you're right, because when they are being given bursaries, because majority of these athletes, a good number of them are on bursaries, so probably you sign up knowing that probably you're going to play, I mean, different sports disciplines. But for the good of these athletes and even the institution, you have to prioritize, because look at this one now. You're here and there. Sometimes if you don't manage the energy levels so well, you end up losing. So at times you have to look at where your strength is and put much of your concentration there, because chances are high that you're going to win there. But if you this sport, at the end of the day, you walk away with nothing.
Now, Yekoyada, earlier on, I was wondering what was off about the goal shooter for Nkumba University. And it finally hit me that it's Fauzia Nachibul. Fauzia Nachibul is a defender.
And Tunisia
In
has
the
been played
league,
as the goal shooter.
defender, wing defense, any sort of defensive position, goalkeeper, that's where she plays. Now, I was wondering why the goal shooter is not shooting at all. Every opportunity she got, she sent to the goal attack.
Yeah.
And now you know,
Now she's going to play as a center.
it's really a makeshift team. Kumba are really,
I think it's because of, I mean, having a very small squad. Everyone has to play different roles.
of course, you know, now when she was playing goal shooter, she was having a bit of a rest.
Yeah.
Because she's covering only that part of the goal.
Yeah.
But I think maybe we are going to see a much better performance at center now that the center has probably gone to goal attack, possibly.
Yeah.
Not goal attack. I'm wondering where the center has gone. The center, the center is now a wing defense.
Yeah.
And Nachibule, but at which point does Nachibule go to goal? I'd rather see her in goalkeeping
Uh,
and CMO, but I want to see what she's going to do in center. That's also something to look out for.
Coach,
Because this was a player who a few years ago was on the periphery of making it through to the national team, but things have happened. But interesting to see what she does in this new role. And it's going to be, you see, you also have to react to Natibule because she's a very aggressive sort of player.
while in the center.
Yeah, just an aggressive player by nature. That's why I was wondering why the goal shooter is not shooting. I think the goal shooter thought she was defending at that point in time. I mean, at that point in time, but already you see they've managed to put a goal to their name early on in this one. A contact call against Nkumba's Aisha Amuge, and of course Ikoru doesn't hesitate, thinking her shots.
I think there has been a change from the UCU. It seems Bushra Nashas has been rested. I don't see her on the team that has returned for this third quarter. But I believe by the time the coach told to rest her, honestly speaking, she has done so much. She deserved the rest.
Good interception by Musikolinda there. Rivers not strong enough in the air. Use your feet. They always say that. Use your feet as quickly as possible. And Ikoru
Michael now has taken over as the
goal
shooter
shooter.
in replacing
Nasazi.
Sazi. And of course, the player that has been introduced is the other game also on court 2. The second half is also underway, third quarter. That one is also very tight call because it is still 34 to Victoria University, 26 to Kampala University. But of course, Shadia Nasanga there makes it 35 to Victoria University against 26 of Kampala University. And then Nkumba make it 16. They are really trying to fight back and, get in the game.
You've noticed the aggression of Fauzi Nachibule.
Absolutely.
She's not allowing to be bullied in center, and that has made the big difference so far in this second half and third quarter, really. But I think most of the damage was done very early on. You don't need to do too much. They can even afford to rest a few players and just cut out those mistakes in the mid-court.
So Rivers Kanye needs more supply, or rather service, because she's now there holding hope if they had to reduce this deficit. There she has the ball and she shoots accurately to make it
Wing defense needs
to make it 17.
be
17 to University. Now you see now are going to 39 against 17. But I have to say this is
you can see the improvement in Pumba right now.
there
Yes,
is,
they're not scoring,
but
but
more distribution, movement.
it's harder. It's harder for UCU to cut their way through the middle of the park. And Lupowe there with I don't understand what sort of pass it was. A Hail Mary sort of pass that was so uncalled for.
Yeah.
And just loses the ball and turns it over to UCU. And UCU doing the things they've done so very well.
Oh, I caught misses. Oh, misses. And very shocking.
If you're Ikoru and you know that your goal defender can't rebound the ball, you have to give it to her to attempt the shot and give yourself the chance to have a better spring in terms of jumping over the defense. But Amuge,
Well, this time around, she doesn't miss. She makes it 40 against 17. So you see you leading 40, Kumba 17. So you can really look at the difference or like the deficit that Nkumba have to pay to goal level really is very, very, very big. And this surely is use game to lose. But they are really a place for them in the final is now in their hands to lose or to take. But we see Kumba trying to work their way to back into this game, reduce the deficit. Like Faith said, there is some improvement, especially with Nachivule going to the center. They need to get the ball to reverse. That was contact center and she's
adjust your contact.
contact. And now
Contact penalty.
against contact goalkeeper for UC and now advantage to with a chance to and she shoots.
Very well done by Privas Cayenne there, but you could see that there was a difference in the size. She, for once, had managed to do the switcheroo and had lost Linda Muzigo. So she had someone she thought she could handle. And of course, UCU continue to do the things that are expected of them. Scores are now 19 to 43.
Well, that's a big margin to recover for Kumba. But that's moving. Like I said, they are the 7 brave Kumba girls. But of course, this was always going to be very much hard for them. They are facing a side that has a very full bench, hosts. And also, if you look at the two sides from their respective groups, it has really been very, very competitive.
Advantage of side.
Because Cayenne, final is now 20 to 43.
And just maybe it feels like Privas is more comfortable playing with her new partner in defense. I mean in goal in the attack because she's switching faster than Fauzia was.
Exactly.
So that's creating more gaps for her to exploit. And now you see you still.
Yeah, you have to give credit to the coach from Kumba University for realizing that earlier on. Nasubuga Margaret, the switch has really yielded profits for them, only that it came late. They have to that damage of 23 goals. That's a very big margin for each girls to recover. This is the third quarter, and we are in the semi-finals of netball. The two games we are having on court 1, UC against Nkumba, and on court 2, we have Kampala University to work out with University. This is much improved from Nkumba University.
Very, very, very well done. Kumba are fighting hard, but you see you rebound very well and still.
Standing firm and she scores. bringing the scores to 45 against 21. Center pass to Nkumba. Reverse. Back to Fauzia. Nkumba not going down without a fight. Amuge there. Wise contact and advantage to Nkumba. Have to get it Previous. She's the goal shooter, but at times she drops back into the center to pick the ball. She's not lazy to just sit there and wait for a pass to be played to her, but she involves herself in even coming back to pick the ball. And that's what a team that is playing with a very short, small squad have to do. And now they have an advantage. It's been given as a
Nachibule working really hard, but you can see she's gasping for breath. This team could have used an extra player or two to just help with helping everyone catch their breath. They are playing.
well, Nachibo there. She's can see they are really
Nachibule has had her try at center, and I think she has had enough.
She's now going to play wing defense. Let me wait for the beep number. And of course, she has now added that one. The going to the center now is going to be
Always back in center.
Yeah.
And I think there's a bit of trouble with players not agreeing where they want to go. I think they should allow her to go to goalkeeper.
But all these are signs of fatigue, frustration. Oh no, they need to stay united. They need to stay united.
Brave 7 have now gone down to the Brave 5.
How are they going to recover from this? They are down.
I told you, I noticed the center player was gasping for breath.
That is one position that you need a lot of energy. You need to focus.
It's like 2 red cards.
Yeah.
They are waiting.
You can see Previous there missing. They are short on numbers, Kumba University. But you've got to credit them for the passion and desire for the sport. Brave 7 and now Brave 5 from Kumba. Need to get the ball to Previous. She's attempting to shoot from a far distant place and she misses.
That is what she has been forced into because there is no goal attack right now. There is no support.
So
And
really
blame these players.
Yeah, a time the body will come and demand. You're not a machine. At one time, and now you see you make it 46. Again, it's actually 47. 47 to UCU. Again, it's 22 of Nkumba. I'm sure they will be praying hard for this third quarter to end.
The whistle cannot come quickly enough for Nkumba University, who are playing with 5 players. Timeout score for UCU, and they realize we can as well just do a manpower switch right now. They can afford it. Their opponents are tired.
Now we see Previous switching to goal attacker, and is Nachimule going back to being a goal shooter? Yes, she does. Possibly it is her favorite position.
It's not her favorite position. It's probably the position where
she feels she can be more hopeful the team at the moment because let's agree.
The goal shooters run within the attacking.
Oh, that was very bad contact on the WA for Nkumba University. Fortunately, she did it so well. No bruises. And now Kumba. Oh, that's a good steal. You see you in attack. And there you see you score to make it 49. Again, it's 22. Really, you see you are smelling a place in the final thing stand. Remember, they're the defending champions. They won gold in Chisubi in 2019, and now they are a few minutes away from reaching the final, possibly to defend that gold medal.
And I know for a fact that a woman, Naomi, the winner, has played as a volleyball player.
Oh, you can see there, Privas is very tired. Actually, there is a time when actually,
Exhausted.
exactly, yeah.
By the time bring the center player as the goalkeeper, you have to know that
Yeah.
they're now taking the Mickey out. They know
Precisely right now, Coach Nelson is now resting his players for the final.
starters are resting. People who have never played as shooters for UCU in a competitive game can come in and shoot.
But of course,
Player is playing as a goalkeeper. Why not?
where the other game on court two, the third quarter has come to an end, and it's Kampala University 39, Victoria University 46. There, Victoria University in the lead. And this one as well has also been brought to an end in the third quarter. And it ends Mumbai University 23, 51 to UCU. So really, in the two games, you see Victoria University and UCU are in the lead. And possibly we could see a final between Victoria University, the debutants, up against the defending champions UCU. What a contest that will be in the final.
Of course, Victoria University are champions of East Africa, so it's a bit dicey. It's a dicey situation, but all teams know all they have to do is, put up the best efforts that you can. And I bet you Kumba University are proud of what these players have been able to do, because it's they don't have players to substitute. They don't have a bench. They've been doing this on their own all week. So if you see individuals gasping for breath, they have every right to do that.
That's
They
a
are
sign of
exhausted.
commitment. Yeah. Sign of commitment, love for the sport, and of course there are the coach Margaret Nansubuga. Of course, yesterday as they reached the semi-finals, it asked her that how don't you think the small squad will affect your team? And she was like, if we are able to make it through the group stages to this stage, we have no one to fear going into the semi-finals. Much as UCU has really put them to the sword, but they've gone down fighting, and that should make them feel proud. And of course, those back at home watching Entebbe at Inkumba and all their respective campuses must be very proud of what their brave seven have done so far. And for UCU, I mean, the coach Nelson is really having a good day in office. Same applies to Rashid Mobiru, the Victoria University head coach. Um, Good enough, he has a good squad. We've talked about the players. Majority, the two of them, Shada Nasanga and that is a goal shooter. Then goal attacker in Christine Namulumba. We're all part of the She Cranes team that represented Uganda at the just concluded Net World Cup in Cape Town, South Africa. And Nasang actually was voted player of the match for on 3 occasions. So really, if you can have a player who played at the World Cup and reach such a height, definitely you're one of the favorites. Even at Kampala University, you look at their center player, that is Margaret Bagala. She was also one of the best centers at the World Cup as well. So really, this tournament has been, been graced with players that have really played at a professional level, players that have really done it all, and it explains the level of competitiveness that we've just witnessed in the concluded 3 quarters as we head into the final quarter, which will determine the two teams that will be battling for gold and silver. But of course, also there's also a chance for the two teams that will be eliminated at this same final stage. We have to meet after this game, after a few hours, to battle it out for the bronze medal. But as things stand after the 3 quarters, UCU and Victoria University look poised to make it to the final. Of course, the players at the respective teams are back to their technical benches to receive a few instructions. Of course, I believe unlike for UCU and Nkumba, where I feel Nkumba have already accepted within themselves that actually they can no longer, close the gap to against UCU. But for the other game between Victoria University and Kampala University, you look at the scores heading into the final and decisive quarter. It is reading 39 to Kampala University against 46. So that one is still, those are really few goals to be, to find, to level. So that one is still, there's still a lot to fight for from Kampala University, I'm sure. The head coach there for Victoria, rather for Kampala University, of course, their head coach will really try to do everything possible to see that her players can probably chase on Kampala and Victoria University to find a level and probably, snatch that place. It has been a tough start for Kampala University. They've had a number of players ruled out by the officials. Of course, with these university competitions, the rules must come into play. The verification process is very tricky as well. A lot of questions have to be asked to the athletes. Are you a student? Some of them, a lot has happened, and the most affected team has been Kampala University. Also reports were that were kicked out of the football competition as well. So a lot has not been going well for them, and I'm sure that must be frustrating for them. But they still have a chance in this semi-final against Victoria University. Like I told you, the goal difference going into the final quarter is not that big. So they have something to fight for, and that is going to make the final and the fourth quarter an interesting one. I remember Coach Rush there, Mobil did say that having won the East African netball, of course, champions, university games championship that were in DJ, they are now looking to make it back to back, winning the inter-university games as well. But of course, let's wait and see what the final and fourth quarter is going to deliver. Which two teams are going to make it to the final? That is what we are going to find in the next 20 minutes. The two games.
Kumba University looking to finish this match off with pride, and of course Previous Cayenne continues her goal scoring Kumba's 24th. UCU performing for the home crowd now, and she makes her shots. I wonder if that smile is from someone who normally does that or someone who has been put there for the first time in a while.
Well, I think to bring it, practice all positions. Since you play as a team, if the coach deploys you in GK, to go and play as a goalkeeper, there should be no excuse to say, I'm a center. No. Now, especially in a crisis where Nkumba are in at the moment, and that's, you can see there, very happy that one in.
And it's against the
yeah, they are really playing for pride
today.
They are playing for pride, but of course they will leave this court happy for themselves. This is a sacrifice to come and play from the group stages. You're only 7 against teams that are, because now if you look at the UCU bench, they have the capacity to change the entire starting 7 and bring in fresh legs. So really for me, Kumba have done a great job and they have shown that they are really committed.
The net post, I mean the goal post acts as another player, and in netball, if it comes off the post, it's an extra pass to you. So you have to take it when it happens that way. But Uganda Christian University just enjoying finishing off this match in style. It smiles galore everywhere. Perhaps they are confident the job is done. But until that whistle goes, you can't be sure. So they are having all the fun in the world today.
Well, Mexico is very happy that she's now in a new role and she's able to score. Of course, defending up against someone you would feel they are of the same height. Yeah.
Rivers has to make that one count. She can't afford to jump an extra inch for an interception or a rebound because it is that hard for them. You see, you don't take advantage. Kumba looking for an out. And
if you look at that UCU team now in this fourth quarter, they are totally a new team. Those that have played the first and the second quarter have been withdrawn. I think apart from the center, she's been on the court. I think she also came into the
starting center is playing goalkeeper.
Yeah, I see. So really, you can see that that's what a quality in the squad does, and even squad depth. You're able to rotate. Unfortunately for Nkumba, they have to deal with what they have. But action does continue in the other semi-final 2 on court 2, and the scores are reading Kampala University 41 against Victoria University on 51. So it's a 10-goal difference game at the moment. And remember, there's still plenty of time to play. The Kampala University side are still believing and hoping that probably they can chase this game.
Amuge is really playing hard. She's not giving up. I think she's the one player I must say looks really fit for Nkumba.
And even previous, she has been there in the hard moments, and that she scores to bring the scores to 28 against 56.
Rivers has put enough air on the ball right there and still manages to get the attempted interception from UCU. Oh, my love.
Well, Professor Luvega, the Vice Chancellor for Nkumba University, must be very proud of the brave 7.
Rivers' legs are gone.
Yeah, you can see even jumping, but she's really a hard worker. And she puts that one in. It's now being the score to 29 against 56.
She's aching all over, but still not giving up.
Yeah, they have been titled that every sports or athlete must have.
And Muge Aisha still stealing balls, still making a difference.
But I think Amuka has played.
When things look desolate.
I think the only position that Amuke hasn't played in this match has been goal shooting, but she has been everywhere. Amuke, Aisha. You see you now in attack. They're enjoying this one. And back to she puts around 57 against 29. You see you heading to the final. Oh, what a game we have the other side. 44 against 52 between Kampala University and Victoria University. Those two are also battling out for a place in the final. So if you look at that one, in the Kampala University match against Victoria University, now the match is 44 against 56, 53. 53 for Victoria University and 44 for Kampala University. Of course, back to there is a chance for Nachivu to shoot off. She misses. And she scores on the second attempt.
Because she's not a shooter, even she is shocked when she puts those balls in. It's a celebration of sorts, but ECU
Goal shooter for UCU. It's done brilliantly. I haven't seen her miss on all the occasions she has found herself in a shooting position. She has done.
Started as a wing attack for UCU.
And now she's.
Rivers does a very good job to stay in bounds, almost fell out of bounds. And still managing to find goals. And I like the fact that they've broken the 30-goal barrier. It's been a big effort from them. And at some point, they played about 2 minutes with 5 players.
Actually, they even trailed, I think, with a difference of around 25 goals in the first quarter after scoring 5. But really, they've gone on to improve and improve in the quarters. I think had they had, I mean, a good squad, probably, I mean, a good squad depth, they would have done much better than they have already. There you see, bringing to 59 against 31. I think it's safe to say that UCU are already in the final.
The score between Kampala University and Victoria University is 45-55. Victoria University. Clearly, the final will be Uganda Christian University and Victoria University, unless a miracle happens on the other court.
Well, the Angels are flying in the skies at the moment. Do the Angels fly? Yes, they do. Well, at any point from now, we shall be confirming the two teams in the final that are going to battle for gold for netball. UCU have really had a feast. She makes no mistake to put that one into the goal. Bring the scores to 62 against 31. UCU. By the way, watching on your screen, those in the yellow pip are Kumba. Then, of course, blue, that's UCU, Uganda Christian University, who are in the lead. UCU are now enjoying themselves. And it's now bringing the scores to 63 against 31. Wow. UCU just a whisk away from being confirmed finalists. They have a chance to defend their gold. On the other court,
it is going to be a very tough match between Uganda Christian University
and Victoria University.
And Victoria University. Kampala University could have done better, but we all know the issues they had to go through, the hurdles they had to go through to even get on court.
Yeah.
And on top of that, the back-to-back games,
In different,
including other disciplines,
yeah.
have all come. And really, this is the culmination of too much at the same time.
But my play of the match in this, definitely for me, in my books, it has to be Privas. She has really worked so hard.
I don't believe in players of the match coming from losing teams, but
Well,
I would say that's the commendation for a good performance.
exactly, because given the situation they're in, what she has done, individual performance herself has really been commendable for me. Actually, the entire Inkumba team, I think they deserve a salute. They've done so much.
Really well.
Yeah. But now for UCU, now their mind must have already been switched to the final. But they have to do so much because that Victoria University side, oh my God, they're coming up, they're coming up against a very strong and talented team, which has two Netball World Cup fifth place players in Christine Namlumba and Shadia Nasang. Actually, last season's best shooters in the Uganda Netball Super League. So really, if you look at um, looking at the goalkeepers and the goalkeeper and the goal defender for UCU, Muzigolinda and Nakato Karen, who I believe are going to start that final, they must really make good homework of Shadia Nasanga and Christine Namulumba when the two meet in the final.
We are just about
Few minutes away from
ready to come to bring these games to a conclusion. And UCU have in the last quarter really played makeshift players in all those positions. I think giving their best players an opportunity to rest. And just to make sure that their best are healthy, as healthy as possible against a possible matchup with Victoria University. And there you have Fauzia Nachibure, who's feeling comfortable now, shooting better, but misses her shot, and Privas gets the rebound.
well, some of the universities took part in this netball competition. We had Soweto University, we had Bishop Soweto University, we had Mountains of the Moon University, we had Guru University, and today we are only left with only 4 that have reached the semi-finals, and by the end of the day, we shall have only 2 that will have made it to the final. Of course, a big shout out to Soweto University, who are making a debut in this inter-university games. Mountains of the Moon from Fort Portal as well. They also really put up a good challenge. Same applies to Bishop Stewart University, or they from Barra BSU. And that goes the full-time whistle. And of course, UCU have beaten Inkumba by 67 to 35 goals. And UCU are now back in the final, where they will be meeting either Kampala University or Victoria University in the battle for gold in netball.
Well, it has been a very, very good game, but Kampala University and Victoria University are also a few moments away from concluding, but Kampala trying to push it. And of course, that call goes against Kampala University. Victoria, Shadia Nasanga even shooting from distance and sinks the shot. Center pass Victoria University. Magibagala, using every inch of the courts, and Kampala University do find their shots. Turnover. Shadiana Sanga trying all these shots from distance, and it's working in her favor so far. Kampala University. And that match comes to an end. Kampala University lose by 49 to 50, 62. Very, very disappointing for Kampala University, who came into this one hoping to break a jinx of 2019, but found a heavily stacked team. Well, this brings us to the end of action in this morning session that has become a bit of an afternoon session. We shall come back later on in the late afternoon after 4 p.m. We'll bring you all sorts of action from Uganda Christian University. Bye for now.